Reese. It hasn't been that long since the last one, but we have got another haul video today, and I am doing this now with purpose. I need to stop these from getting so long. The last one was 50 minutes. That's too much. I should start doing these more frequently, rather than letting the pile build and build. The other thing is, as unlikely as it might sound, I have actually properly subscribed, to 6 comics. The first of them is Obsolete Flask. The Obsolete line is DC's new thing. They are basically doing what Marvel did 25 years ago. It is Ultimate DC. The line has been incredibly divisive and in the worst way. The only feel you can get for them is either insane shills who think that it has reinvented the art form by having Batman stab someone in the eye with his bat ears, or miserable rage baiters who think that it is the worst comic ever and that Batman looks trans. But we shouldn't speak ill of the dead, or someone might start a spreadsheet tracking everyone who says something nasty about raging 15-year-olds. There are 6 obsolete books. The main one is Batman, which I am not convinced will ever stick the landing. There's Superman, which has the worst creative team possible. A writer with an artist, and they are both equally awful. There's Wonder Woman, there's this, The Flask, there's a Green Lanterns one, which is written by another writer I fucking resent. And there is a Martian Mind fucker one, but that is a miniseries, and it's a sort of trippy comic that gets praise for psychedelic artwork rather than anything else. The notable thing about Obsolete Flask is that it stars Willie West. No Barney Allen. Barney Allen dies in the first issue. I'm guessing that is Shrek Boy on his shoulder. Shrek Boy from the Tiny Titans. I don't know though. I only read the first issue. Some great covers on this series. This is written by Jeff Lemire, who was also doing the current Justice Society of Superheroes series. He is a mixed bag writer. Some good things, some bad things. Most of it lacking in a full issue's worth of content though. Issue 5. The good thing about this series is that it's not that far into it. I could reasonably catch up in time for the next issue, or at least the one after that. The most recent issue came out last week, well it'll be 2 weeks ago now. Issue 6. This is the Roughnecks on the cover. Flask Force X. Most of them have been reimagined, so good luck identifying any of them. And I also got this variant cover for the first issue. Art is by the writer Jeff Lemire. It is a reference to an ad Bronze Age cover. And I forgot to say it anywhere else. I love the costume for Obsolete Flask. I am not going all in on the Obsolete line, but the other one is Obsolete Wonder Woman. The thing is, I don't have much attachment to Wonder Woman. Her mythology and her continuity tend to bore me, so a reinvention of Wonder Woman without as much of that is great for me. In this, she was raised in hell, and now she has come to man's world to save them from monsters. She has a big sword. This is, like all of them, it is hard to get a reliable reading on. People online either overly praise it, or they think that it is a bunch of lesbians. Again, I only read the first issue. The first issue was really strong. I generally sample things before I buy them now, or I will end up with another Far Sector. Issue 3, this was one of the launch titles for the obsolete Universe, Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman. 2 of them were readable, and the other was Superman. She has a big sword, I already mentioned that. It's one of the only things I can find online that is neither shilling nor eating something that they have not read. People will say they like a big sword. That seems honest and legitimate. They like a big sword. The artist of this is actually doing a Batman series at the same time. It's a really good one. It's in the vein of those Jim Starman, Jim Apparatus ones. Batman, Dark Patterns, that is what it's called. I would have gotten that, and I still might. I just don't know if it is a miniseries or an ongoing. There's some nice covers on this too. The other thing to mention is all these obsolete comics have like 20 variant covers. I got that one of the Flask because I liked it. I got the reference, and it was by the writer of the series as well. There's plenty of variant covers for both of them that are amazing, but I'm honestly not going to try and collect them. If I see one cheap and need to complete an order, maybe I'll get one, but let's stick to cover A for now. The only other person from Fairyland that is really a major part of obsolete Wonder Woman's setup is Circa. In this, Circa is Wonder Woman's adoptive mother. She raised Wonder Woman. Issue 8, a new story starts here. I remember seeing an advert for this in summer. It wasn't Tiny Titans. The Tiny Titans I reviewed last week. I think that actually had one for Obsolete Wonder Woman 1. But Summit had an advert for issue 8 here. And that intrigued me because DC rarely fucking advertise a series past its first issue. Unless it is by a writer who doesn't need the fucking promotion. I am definitely going to be complaining about that when I look at these. As they get closer to the current date, DC have been advertising every single part of a big Batman story that does not require that level of promotion. If it and its creators are as big as they claim they are, it does not need that level of promotion. Issue 10. I think they have borrowed an idea or two from Obsolete Martian Mindfucker for this cover. That is from it, by the way, Martian Mindfucker. That is from Obsolete Martian Mindfucker. They censored it with symbols, but that is how the issue ended. Revealing that was his actual name, Martian Mindfucker. I thought it was so embarrassing that I had to use it. Issue 11 is the most recent one. Nice cover, a fractal in the background. I don't know if I've actually explained. This and The Flask, they are 2 of the titles on my actual pull list. I am subscribed to them. The goal, the hope, is that I can catch up on them. Possible with Flask, unlikely with Wonder Woman. But it would be nice to actually have 1 or 2 comics that I look at every month, and they are new and fresh. You know what? I have reshuffled this a bit. It was in alphabetical order before, but I have brought the other subscriptions forward so we can cover them up front. Image is releasing Universal Monsters comics. When they announced The Invisible Man, I was excited, but I expected a bad creative team like Obsolete Superman or Obsolete Green Lanterns. But this is written by James Timothy Ive, a writer that I have never had much chance to talk about on here. but he has slowly won me around. He's a decent writer. He has mostly written Batman at DC, and he was often in close proximity to other bad Batman stuff, so he was tarnished by that a bit. But his Dark Justice League was solid, Talon was solid, his Batman work in a vacuum is solid, and there is also the theory that he left DC because of that woman making Robert gay. There is very little evidence to support that, beyond it being his favourite character and the timing of his departure. This is a mini-series. I am very keen to see what it does with Griffin. He's also writing a Dracula one. That one is too scary for me. But it's nice that they're not hack writers like Obsolete Superman and Obsolete Green Lanterns. I've obviously subscribed to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures. This is issue 28, the most recent one. Although, on the form, it's actually listed as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Continued. This is the 1987 cartoon-inspired comic series. It is still going strong, one every month for me. I'll have to keep an eye open for any more specials or stuff like that they'll release. And the other is Turtles 2. This is TMNT Journeys by Peter Laird and Jim Lawson. This is continuing on the very last Mirage series. The Mirage series from the 2000s. IDW did the same thing with the Image Turtles run. Re-released all that and then continued it on and finished it. Both this and that were ended without a conclusion. So the intention here is to give it one. This is bi-monthly, and unlike when they did the Image run, it is in the original black and white. The sixth thing on my pull isn't out yet. It's Turtles again. There is a mini-series called Battle Nexus. It's basically Secret Wars with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's going to have all the different turtles on, like a battle world, including the Archie Turtles, and Raphael is wearing his black costume. It is by the same writer as Saturday Morning Adventures, but it's not out until a few months' time. Now we just have regular art stuff that I have gotten. Iron Man. This is Marvel Action Hour Iron Man. I explained this very badly, sorry. This is currently reprint. This is from 2000. They will get to the end point, and like they did with the Image series, they have new ones done to continue and finish the story properly. This is cartoon based too. This is the Iron Man cartoon from the 90s, which co-starred Force Works. But the one thing that made it notable to me is that, unlike the show, they do include Us Agent in the comics. I got the first 2 issues. They were, let's be honest, they were the extra comics I get to fill out an order. Imperial Guard. I don't often take recommendations. It's not to dismiss you or your opinion, it's that I feel my tastes and my opinion are so niche and specific that it's very hard for someone to accurately measure if they think I will like a comic or not. The same person who recommended those 90s Wonder Womans, which were a great recommendation by the way, it's just a shame I got ill after reading them, so I only reviewed one of them. Well, technically 2, but the second one was I was reviewing the wrong issue. I was holding and showing a different issue to what I was talking about. I was that ill I didn't realise. It's not as funny as it sounds. I get away with it, you wouldn't notice, but I still didn't release that video. They said that this batch of Imperial Guard were great for beginners. And it begins with issue 7. Issue 8. The big thing is that we begin with the team split up. We have a smaller team as a central focus to begin with. And then we ease into the others afterwards. That one you just saw was 9, this one is 10. And this is the 1984 series. They were also released as Tales of the Imperial Guard. It's possible I have a Tales of the Imperial Guard version of one of these. This one here, I am guessing this is a lead-in to the Guardians 3 miniseries, starring the 3 founding members as seen on this cover. Not Hardball at the bottom though, that is a backup story. I am surprised to see smaller Superman was still appearing in Imperial Guard comics in July 1985. These are by Paul Levi's, who wrote most the famous Imperial Guard stories, and he also designed Jeans. And they have Steve Lightbulb on covers, if not interior artwork as well. Issue 13 is where we end our set of issues, this one focusing on Fang. What'll be handy is I do have a bunch of issues that fit into the same period. I have some annuals, I have the Christmas on Infinite Earths issue with Supergirl, I have the Millennium issues, the Superman crossover issues as well. I have about 5 or 6 tales of the Imperial Guard. Maybe this could be the backbone of me finally getting into Imperial Guards. Sonic. You might have been surprised I did not add Sonic the Hedgehog to my pull list. There's too much continuity. Even after IDW rebooting it, we are 85 issues into a series. I don't know who Tangle and Whisper are. I am going to remain exclusive to the anniversary stuff, the one-shots, things like that. They're written a bit more towards someone like me, who maybe only has the original games as a point of reference. This is issue 77, and I actually missed this last time. I had it last time, forgot to include it. We have Team Chaotix again. Shit, I forgot to say, this is a variant for issue 76. It references an piece of art that I vaguely recognise. That's why I got that. If you know what it is referencing, let us know. I'm thinking it might have been an image that showed up on the character select screen in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And the appearance of Chaotix is why I got this one, but also I like the cover, which is another deciding factor with me and Sonic. We're back to the Turtles now, and we have got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures 45 from Archie Comics, and man alive, what a cover this is. Peter Laird and Ryan Brown. This is one of the best covers from the whole Adventures series. Donatello's origin. Much like Sonic, I feel there is too much continuity with IDW Turtles. Whenever I read an issue of it in those one-shots, I always feel a bit lost. Although they have rebooted it and gave it to a shit writer who was already finished after 12 issues, the same shit writer as Obsolete Superman. This was the final issue of the Ad IDW continuity, issue 150. It has got a nice wraparound cover with all these characters. Admittedly, I recognise few of them, but there's at least 15 or 20 that I do know here. Next is a slew of Saturday Morning Adventures variant covers I wanted. We have this April O'Neil one. This is issue 2 of the ongoing, cover C. This is by Gigi Dutre, who is practically becoming a character in their own right in these videos. I do look up how to say people's names, always, even when I'm doing the wrong names. I don't do the wrong names for Turtles or Sonic or comics that I respect, but Gigi Dutre has a special thing where it sounds like one of the names or mispronunciations I would come up with. But no, they are called Gigi Dutre. They are a colourist on a lot of this series, or the covers at least, and they have done covers and colours for Sonic as well. I mentioned this one last time, variant cover for issue 4 with Leatherhead jumping right at me. I had to get this one. Big fan of covers of things jumping at me. Big fan of the punk frogs too. This is another variant for issue 4. We have the turtles and the frogs in the party wagon. Variant here for issue 9. Issue 13, a lovely shot of the characters here. Issue 19 variant. The other thing is I can now have this or any of these other variants on a covers video. Issue 22, I did mention a lot of these covers last time and how I wanted them. Well, now I've got them. 25 variant. This is by one of the art designers from the 2012 animated series. I haven't looked up how to say their name, so I won't try. My internet isn't working this morning, which is also why I was unable to credit much of these variant covers. This is a bad idea, but let's try it anyway. Going from memory, Natalie Ford Drain, Adam Bryce Thomas, this is Jesse Lonergan or Lonergan, I think Dan Schoening, Travis Himmel or Heimel. I couldn't find any reference point for that last time. I don't know if it's Heimel or Himmel. Now this one I can tell you the colours are definitely Gigi Dutre, but I cannot remember who did the pencils. I want to say Dan Schoening, but I'm not sure. This is Ramon, this is Ramon Rosanas or Rosanos or something like that. This is a guy with a silly name, like, Ark, that's his surname, A-R-Q. Mike Ark. Mike A-R-Q, I think that's it. They're probably all credited on the fucking title page, but I'm not looking. Now this one has a very clear signature, so it's not even fun to take a guess. And our last variant for the series is this one for 26 by Boxer Bun. One of those modern artists that use a pseudonym. Boxer Bun, all one word. I wonder if they are in witness protection, and that is why they use the name. Calling yourself Boxer Bun is actually a great way for me to remember your name. I didn't have to look up who did the cover. I remembered Boxer Bun because it was unique next to all the normal names like the Jack Lawrences and the Sarah Myers. Right at the end, we have Tiny Titans 47, the issue which features their Disco headquarters. I am fucking stoked. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be so shit. There's going to be like a disco ball or a strobe light, and that is going to be it. Their disco headquarters is going to have like one thing that is disco related, and that is it. Like a smoke machine. That'll be all. I cannot fucking wait. How am I going to upload this if my internet doesn't come back on? I thought I would record this since my internet isn't on, But now I am having to face the reality that I might have to ring up AA and spend ages on the phone, and then they don't send someone out to fix it until Thursday. And I also need to order a prescription online and buy some shaving foam from Amazon, because I'm not walking down to the shop just for shaving foam. Well, it's time for the internet to go down. Let's see where we end up with 7 thumbs up.